Okay, what I'm going to do here is try and impression a lock. So impressioning's when you haven't got a key for a lock, which I haven't for this lock. You use a brass blank, put it into the keyway of the lock, jiggle it about till you get marks on the key, file those markings down, and hopefully you're going to get a working key for the lock. I've picked a melee lock purely because the cuts are usually high on a melee lock, so I'm hoping we'll be able to open it without it being a 3-hour documentary. I've got a lighted magnifier here, Franum grip, and I'm using a 1A brass blank for this melee. Before I start, I normally just run a pip-in file across the top of the key to take any big bits off. Then I'll normally use wet and dry. Well, I've got one of these blocks at the moment, so I run this block down it to make this as smooth and mark free as possible, so on those first markings that I put into the key with a file, assuming you can see the markings from inside the lock, they'll stand out nice and clear, and I'm not going to mistake them for any marks already on the key. So that's looking pretty smooth, so we should get away with it. So putting the key, I'm wondering if I've got a knackered lock now. Let's try the other side. Oh yeah, we're alright. Right, so I'll put the key into the lock, turning either left or right. Imagine there's a pivot point in the middle of the pins. Turn it the opposite way, do the same. Normally do this a couple of times, but because it's the first time, I tend to give it a few more goes just to try and make those first markings definite markings, so you've got something to follow for the rest of the filings. So I can't tighten that up anymore. Right, so I'm looking at this now under here and I can see some of the markings. I'm going to try and zoom in now. Come on, camera. Right, you can see one there. Where are we there? Nope. We're looking in the very small circular one. Right, there we go. Right, so at the end of the key there you can see that looks like a full stop on a piece of paper. Let's try and get the file to show you. That little dot there, that's one of your markings. There's one there on the end. There's a faint one there, but I don't touch the faint ones. I wait till they're a definite marking. And then we've got a definite marking there as well. So we've got 3 out of 5 there. So I'm just going to scroll you out. So the next thing we do, I've lost them markings now. Go to those markings. Now I've gauged that every 4 times I do the file is 1 depth. So I'll file 4 times each time. On these ones that you get right on the very edge, I find if you tilt the key and file the side, gradually straightening the key up until you've got a small groove, then do your filing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that tends to stop you slipping quite as much, although didn't really help me that time. So we're going to repeat the process again. Right, so I'm looking down there again. The one on the end one is a bit iffy. Right, so I'll try and zoom in again. So you see that one there, second from the end. There's a mark in there, and next to it a small mark in there. God, this is awkward. I could have done with a cameraman for this. Yeah, you see that dot there? Scroll back out, so we're going to file all these down now that we can see. I'm not going to zoom in for everyone because we'll be here all day. So, second one in, the end one, and the first one. Repeat the process again. And basically all we do is just keep repeating the same process. Any marks where it looks like a mark but you're not 100% sure, we don't file them down. We just leave them until it's a definite mark. So, second from the end, that's a definite mark there. And the first one is a definite mark. Again, so good to see. So, oh, and we're gone straight away. Still a bit stiff. It's not liking going that way. Oh, it is going, but it's fighting it. But turning that way, the lock's gone. So there's enough there to open the lock, but the key's not right. Let's see if that's left any markings on the key. Right, I'm going to try and zoom in now and show you a marking on there. Bloody thing. Right. That didn't work. Right. Where are we now? Let's try and get this a little bit lower down. Right. You see that marking there? On second one in. Not sure how clear you can see that. Let me balance my hand a bit. What it is, on this one here, rather than a full stop, there's an actual scrape, like there's half a circle in the keyway. In the key, sorry. And what that means, that's an end mark, which means you're almost there but just not quite. So you normally have to file that end mark away. Be careful you don't go too far with that, but in filing that little end mark away, it'll probably make the keyway run a little bit smoother. So I'm going to zoom out. Much as I'm enjoying this, I'll be glad when it's over. And we're just going to go over that end mark. There's a little mark on the end one as well. So you can do that as well. Let's try that key. Oh, there you go. It's running a lot, still sticking slightly at that part there, but it is running a lot smoother now. So that's it. The very, very basics of impressioning.